My wife, Claire, leaned back in her chair, swirling the wine in her glass with a smirk I had grown to despise. She spoke as if commenting on the weather, her tone casual, almost bored. "I'm tired of hiding," she said, setting her glass down and meeting my gaze without a hint of shame. "Just know that I have a great, enduring lover. And now he'll occasionally stay overnight at our place." My fingers tightened around my coffee mug, but I didn't react the way she expected. No anger, no shouting, just a deep, steady breath. I had already known. The late nights at work, the sudden obsession with her appearance, the way she flinched from my touch while never letting go of her phone, I had seen all the signs. But hearing her say it so boldly, without hesitation, was something else. She wanted a reaction. She was waiting for me to explode, to plead, to fight. Instead I smiled. A slow, knowing smile. "I think he'll be useless to you," I said smoothly, taking a sip of my coffee. "Considering he's already lost his main tool." Her smirk faltered. Her lips parted slightly, confusion flickering in her eyes. "What the hell are you talking about?" I placed my cup down gently, leaned forward, and locked eyes with her. "You're about to find out." For the first time, doubt crept into her expression. She had expected fury, maybe heartbreak, anything but the unsettling calm in my voice. "What do you mean?" she asked, her voice not quite as steady as before. I leaned back in my chair, watching the uncertainty take hold. "You'll see soon enough," I said, standing up. "Enjoy tonight. It's the last time things will be normal." I left her at the table, letting the paranoia settle in. She had no idea what was coming. The moment I suspected something was wrong, I didn't confront her, I observed. I studied her patterns, planted hidden cameras, even followed her once just to confirm my suspicions. And then I started planning. Her so-called great enduring lover, a pathetic excuse for a man named Daniel, was completely unaware that while he was sneaking around with my wife, I was dismantling his life piece by piece. I found everything: his job, his criminal record, his financial struggles. And most importantly, his medical history. That was where I found the perfect way to destroy him. That night, I pretended to turn in early, listening as Claire slipped out of bed, fixed her makeup, and sent a message. "He's coming over." I watched through my hidden security feed as Daniel walked into my house like he belonged there, full of confidence, unaware that he had just made the worst mistake of his life. I let them settle in, let them believe they were safe. Then I sent the email. Minutes later, the blaring of police sirens shattered the night. Claire and Daniel barely had time to react before the front door burst open, officers pouring in, weapons drawn. Daniel went pale. "What the hell is this?" Claire screamed, panic setting in. One of the officers grabbed Daniel and slammed him against the wall. "Daniel Carter, you are under arrest for fraud, embezzlement, and identity theft. You have the right to remain silent." I walked downstairs slowly, deliberately, letting them take in the reality of the situation. Claire turned to me, horror twisting her features. "You," she whispered. "You did this." I smiled. "Of course I did. Did you really think I'd just let this slide?" She lunged at me, but an officer caught her before she could reach me. "Careful," I said, my voice cool. "You're still legally my wife. And once I'm done with you, you'll be left with nothing." As Daniel was dragged away in handcuffs, shouting protests that no one listened to, Claire stood frozen, watching her world crumble around her. Fear, fury. They all flickered across her face, but it didn't matter anymore. This was only the beginning. Feigning innocence, I leaned back, my tone calm yet firm. "I just let the law do its job. You might want to take a seat, Claire. Your life is about to get complicated." She clenched her fists, fury flashing in her eyes. "You think you've won? That bastard will be out on bail in no time." I chuckled, shaking my head. "You still don't get it, do you? I wasn't just watching you two fool around, Claire. I was digging. And I found everything I needed to make sure Daniel never walks away from this." Her expression faltered. I pulled out my phone and tapped on a saved file. "Let me paint a picture for you. Your so-called great love isn't just a cheating loser, he's a criminal. Fraud, identity theft, unpaid debts. And oh, look at this, a record of soliciting underage girls online." The color drained from her face. "You're lying," she whispered, but the doubt in her voice betrayed her. I turned the screen toward her, letting her take in the hard proof, screenshots, chat logs, financial transactions, all tied to Daniel's name. "Tell me, Claire," I continued, watching the panic take hold. "What do you think happens when the court finds out that you didn't just cheat with this guy but brought him into our home? Introduced him to our neighbors? Led him around our friends? Do you think that's going to make you look good?" Her hands trembled. I didn't know." No, I corrected. You didn't care. And now you're going down with him. She struggled to process what was happening, but I wasn't done. You might want to check your bank accounts, I added, pulling out my phone. Oh wait, never mind. They're empty. Her head snapped up. What? I shrugged. Remember that joint savings account? The one you thought I was too stupid to keep track of? Turns out I was moving funds for months. Every shady little transaction you made, every dollar you spent on your affair, I tracked it all. And when I filed for divorce earlier today, I made sure you'd walk away with nothing. Frantically, she grabbed her phone, her fingers shaking as she checked her accounts. Her face went ghostly pale. You're lying, she said weakly. Check for yourself. I watched as reality sank in. And the house? I continued. It's mine. You signed a prenup, remember? You don't get a cent. Desperation filled her eyes. You bastard. You can't do this. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. I already did. Tears welled up, the smug confidence she once had crumbling into fear. She had no money, no home, and soon no reputation. But I still wasn't finished. Taking a step back, I sighed. I'd love to stay and watch you unravel, but I have places to be. You, on the other hand? You have about 24 hours before the real fun begins. She wiped her tears away angrily. What do you mean? I smirked. Let's just say you're about to be famous. A second later, her phone buzzed. Then again. And again. Frowning, she opened her messages, only to find dozens of notifications flooding in. Screenshots of her affair spreading in our friends' group chats, a police report exposing Daniel's crimes, a leaked copy of the open marriage contract she tried to force on me, now circulating online for everyone to see. Her breathing hitched as she scrolled through the wreckage. You sent this to everyone? She choked out. Not just them. I turned toward the door. Your job, your family, our neighbors. Hell, even your yoga instructor. Hope you're ready to be the talk of the town. I walked away without looking back. By the next morning, her life was unrecognizable. She wasn't just hated, she was a joke. The texts, the screenshots, the open marriage proposal, everything spread like wildfire. Friends cut her off. Family disowned her. Even her coworkers who once admired her, now looked at her with pure disgust. And the best part? Her boss fired her. The company couldn't afford the scandal. As for her great love, Daniel was denied bail. Turns out, judges don't take kindly to predators. The divorce papers were served. She had 30 days to pack up and leave my house. Meanwhile, I was thriving. That night, she called me sobbing. Please, we need to talk, she begged through the phone. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Please, I have nowhere to go. I let her ramble, let her feel the full weight of her choices. Then I simply said, not my problem. And I hung up. She sent message after message. I ignored every single one. She made her choice. Now she could suffer for it. A few days later, she tried one last time. She showed up at my door, makeup smeared, hair a mess, completely broken. Please, she whispered. I need your help. I don't have anyone else. I looked her up and down. The same woman who once smirked at me, thinking I was weak, now stood before me, pathetic and ruined. I smiled. So, what happened to your great enduring lover? She flinched. Gone, she murmured. He won't even take my calls. I chuckled. Yeah, neither will I. Then I shut the door in her face. She collapsed, sobbing. But I didn't care. She was dead to me. And with that, I walked away, leaving her to drown in the wreckage she built for herself.